Morning students, we'll start with the new chapter number 7, control and coordination. Okay. Now, this is one of the life processes. We have seen other life processes in the previous chapter. Okay. Now, actually, if we see something moving, okay, we think it is alive. Okay. Now, these movements are as a result of growth. Okay. Sometimes, okay, these movements of plants and animals may not be connected to growth. For example, if you see a cat running, some children playing, okay, a buffalo chewing a cud, okay. Now all these movements are not related to growth, okay. So we have to think about that each of these movements are associated with some reason. They may be growth or something else, okay. So let us see what are the reasons. There can be some changes in the environment, okay. They can be to get some pleasure, they can be to able digest better, or to protect ourselves. So these are some of the reasons why the movements occur, okay. Now it becomes apparent, okay, that all these movements in response to the environment is carefully controlled. So all these movements which are in response to the environment should be controlled by some, okay. It's because it's kind of a change in the environment, okay. So you have to give an appropriate response to this environmental change, and that has to be controlled, okay. Otherwise it will be not in our control and we cannot respond properly to the change in environment. It will be a problem, okay. Now this movement depends on the first thing, that is how it is connected to the recognition. How does our body recognize this change, okay. Then only we can give the correct response. So first thing is you should recognize there is a change, then we can give the correct response to that any change, okay. For that, in multicellular organisms we have got specialized tissues, okay, which provide this control and coordination of activities. So we'll study first the animals and how the nervous system is working in animals, okay. Now in animals the control and coordination are provided by nervous and muscular tissues. This we have already studied in class 9th, okay. For example, if we touch a hot object, what happens? It's an urgent and a dangerous situation for us, so we have to react accordingly. So first thing, we have to detect it that this is hot, and then we have to respond to it. Now how does it happen, okay. Now how do we detect that we are touching a hot object? For that, first this information from the environment that it is hot object is detected by specialized tips by some nerve cells, okay. Now if you see, there's a diagram of nerve cell given here, okay. Now can you see these tips, okay, these are the tips of dendrites. These tips, there are receptors present which acquire the information, okay. Now these receptors are usually located in our sense organs such as ear, nose, tongue, okay. Now gustatory receptors for taste, olfactory receptors for smell, okay. Now this information acquired at the end of the dendritic tip of the nerve cell, okay. That is what I am talking about, this tip, okay. Then it sets off a chemical reaction that creates an electrical impulse. Once the information is acquired, you have a chemical reaction taking place, okay, and it has a electrical impulse. Now this impulse, okay, this impulse is like a wave. It travels from the dendrite tip to the cell body. Now if you can see from here, this is the cell body. So if from here it travels here, okay. Now then what happens? It goes to the axon to its end, okay. Now from here, this is the axon and this is the end of axon, okay. That is a nerve ending. Now here what happens? This electrical impulse, it releases some chemicals. These chemicals cross the gap or the synapse and start a similar electrical impulse in a dendrite in the next neuron. So the chemicals which are released here at the tip of this axon nerve ending, they become the acquired information for the next nerve cell. the dendrite tip. Can you see here? This is the next nerve cell. So it receives the information from this, and then so on the information gets passed on. Okay. Now finally what happens? Okay. These nerve impulses, they travel in the body and they deliver such impulses from neurons to other cells or muscle cells. Now finally, when everything is over, this, can you see this? These are the tips of axon. This is an axon. These are the axon tips. They are either connected to some muscular fiber or some cells. So they pass on the message to some muscles or the cell, and then we react accordingly. Okay. So it is, this whole thing is divided into three parts. The first part where the information is acquired, second part where the information travels as an electrical impulse, and third where the impulse is converted into chemical signal and on for onward transmission. Okay. So looking at this figure, it becomes clear. Okay. How the impulse travels in the nerve cell from one cell to other cell, and how it gives the response to the muscle cell or the cell. Thank you.